History of human anatomy. The term anatomy is Greek in origin. It takes its root from ana and tommy, ana up, tom cutting. Thus, anatomy is the science of physical structure of an animal or plant studied by dissection. The human anatomy provided knowledge for surgery and medicine. The study of human anatomy dates back to 2500 BC when the Egyptians prepared mummies. They removed internal organs of cadavers. Being mummified, they also did surgery for wounds and broken bones. In India during 500 491 BC, Susruta for cataract operation in 1st century AD Celsius, a Roman physician wrote about surgical procedures. The year 1543 AD was significant due to publication of an accurate book on anatomy by Andreas Vesalius in 1628. William Harvey described the functioning of heart and the movement of blood in animals. These earlier works were followed by discovery and accurate account of each and every system and organs in human body. In the recent times, attempts are being made to understand the nuclear architecture in every cell of our body. The skin is composed of two major tissues, namely dermis. The integumentary system. The word integument means covering. The integumentary system covers the outside of the body. It protects internal structures, prevents the entry of infectious agents, reduces water loss, regulates body temperature, produces vitamin D, and detects stimuli such as touch, pain. Since the integument performs several functions, it is commonly referred to as jack of all trades. The skin or integument rests on layers called hypodermis. The hypodermis attaches the skin to underlying bones and muscles. It supplies blood vessels and nerves to the skin. The skin is composed of two major tissues, namely dermis and epidermis. Epidermis is mostly formed of connective tissue. having fibroblasts, adipose cells, and macrophages. It provides the structural strength to the skin. Epidermis accommodates narrow endings, hair follicles, smooth muscles, and glands. It is divided into two layers, namely the superficial papillary layer and deeper reticular layer. The papillary layer has projections called papillae. The reticular layer is the major layer of epidermis. It is dense in nature. It is continuously with the hypodermis. Epidermis. Epidermis is made up of stratified squamous epithelium. It is separated from the dermis by a basement membrane. It contains monocytes, giving color to the skin. Many of the cells of the epidermis produce a protein substance called keratin. Hence, they are called as keratinocytes. This is the structure of epidermis. The deepest layer of the epidermis produce nerve cells. As new cells are formed, the older cells are pushed to the surface. The surface cells will protect the inner new cells gradually. The shape and chemical nature of the surface cell will get altered. Slowly, they get filled with keratin. This process is called keratinization. During this process, the epidermis gets divided into five distinct strata. They are stratum basale, stratum spinosum, stratum granulosum, stratum lucidum, and stratum corneum. Stratum basale is in the deeper region of the epidermis. It consists of only one layer of columnar cells. Keratinization of cells begins in this region. Above this layer, stratum spinosum is seen. It has 8 to 10 layers. Polygonal cells. The stratum granulosum is the next upper layer. It has 3 to 5 layers of flattened cells. Above this layer, stratum lucidum occurs. It is a thin zone having body cells. The top of most layer is called stratum. It consists of more than 20 layers of dead cells. These cells get filled with keratin. They are said to be carnified. The carnified cells are surrounded by a hard protective envelope. The skin can be either thick or thin. All five epithelial layers are seen in the thick skin. However, stratum corneum contains more number of cells. Thick skin is formed in the soles of the feet, the palms of hands, and tips of fingers. The general body surface has thin skin. In the thin skin, each epithelial layer in turn has few layers of cells. There are only one or two layers of cells in stratum granulosum. Callus. The region of skin subjected to constant friction or pressure are thickened to form the callus. The callus has several layers of cells in the stratum corneum. Skin color. The color of skin is due to pigment in the skin, the thickness of the stratum corneum, and blood circulation can also cause skin color. Normally, the color is caused by pigment melanin. It provides color to skin, hair, and eye. It protects the body from sun's ultraviolet rays. Melanin is produced by melanocytes. Melanin production is generally determined, however, hormones and exposure to light can also alter the color. Derivatives. Hair. The hair are integumentary structures. A hair has a root and shaft, while the shaft projects above the skin. The root remains well below the surface. The base of the root has hair bulb. It is an expanded region. The shaft and most of the root of deep keratinized epithelial cells. These are arranged in three concentric layers called medulla, cortex, and cuticle. The central axis of the hair is formed of the medulla. Major part of hair is formed of a single layer of cells. Nail. Each nail is made up of two parts. They are the nail root and nail body. The nail body is the visible part of the nail root is covered by the skin. The proximal and lateral edges of the nail are covered by nail folds. This is the structure of nail. Pre-edge, nail body, nail groove, nail fold, lunula, nail root, dorsal view. Skeletal system. This is most important system in human body.